Today we're going to be talking about the purpose of revisits when you buy a property. What are they? What are they not? And why they're important to do. This is Curbside with Crystal. Now, before we get into today's topic, feel free to follow me on the social media channels and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well so you can stay up to date on all things real estate, some home ownership and maintenance tips, and so I know I'm not talking to myself. So today we're talking about revisits. So when you purchase a property, or when my clients purchase properties, I always put in the Schedule A that we are entitled to 2 revisits. And so this is an opportunity to go back to the property and sort of look things over. So the reason I put in 2 is it's a very intentional purpose. So normally you would have typically about a 45-day closing period. So we put our offer in, the offer is accepted, we put our deposits in, fulfill our conditions, and then maybe a few weeks later or a month later or so, we go back and do a revisit. So this gives the new owners the opportunities to look around and go, okay, the couch is going to go here, maybe do some measurements, do some, check the window sizes and different things like that. I always save the second revisit for the days leading up to the closing. And the reason that I do this is that we want to make sure that the house that you're purchasing on closing date, maybe it's on Thursday, for instance, is the house we bought a month and a half ago. So perhaps we go back Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday just before that closing date to make sure that the teenagers haven't trashed the house, to make sure that the elderly dog hasn't become stressed out and done some damage around the house. And once again, just to protect the buyer and make sure there's been no changes to the property that we purchased about a month and a half ago. So there's a little bit of confusion between what you can do on your revisits. So a revisit is not for a home inspection. It's not typically to have a whole bunch of contractors come in unless you have the consent of the seller. So again, this is an opportunity for the buyer to go back and just have a second look at the house. It's also not a family get together. I've had clients ask me, oh, can I bring my parents and my in-laws and my cousin and my brother and blah, blah, blah. No, you cannot. It's typically for the buyers. Sometimes there will be 1 or 2 other parties, perhaps most likely the parents. So again, it's not an opportunity to bring contractors in unless you have the consent of the seller, and it's not an opportunity for a family get together. They are very important. And once again, it's for the protection of the buyer to make sure that the house that you get on closing date is the house that you bought 2 months ago. So once again, it's Crystal Powell, real estate broker with Remax Jazz, serving Durham region and the Quinte area. And if you're thinking about buying or selling, have any questions about the market or all things real estate, just call Crystal. Talk to you soon.